live with the mayor's update.
An incredibly live distance too. And so I'd like from the beginning say I'm just outside of Hanover in Germany. I'm at a local manufacturing, well, it's a huge manufacturing show. 5,000 other companies and 47 countries from around the world are here talking about how do we do better trade with each other. And we're, of course, in Germany, so we're here spending some time with our friends from PowerCo and some of the other industries that will end up being in St. Thomas that will supply PowerCo. So been a long week with lots of walking and lots of meetings, and it's really working out well. But I wanted to say, Grayden, if my internet goes off, you finish, because we got a lot of information to share today. Absolutely. Too, with our guest.
Yes.
Angela DeVries.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
From the home show. Yeah. People don't know who you are. Who are you? What do you do?
I am the CEO of the St. Thomas Elgin Home Builders Association, and I'm happy to join you guys tonight to talk more about our upcoming home show, which I cannot take credit for. I have to mention we have an amazing coordinator this year. So right off the hop, I can jump into that. So Kim Gordon. Yep. She's been a long time board member of ours, so very experienced. She took on the role this year of home show coordinator and has thrown it out of the park. The show is sold out. Mm-hmm. We do have a bit of room for, which I'll talk, a little bit more about, for the odd table here and there, but we are completely sold out to the point where we've made space for people, which is awesome. And thanks to everybody's support. Downtown Development Board, Economic Development, City of St. Thomas, for just helping us promote the show. And I think that's a large part why we get things like this happening. So we're really excited.
It's the way we come together here.
Yes.
Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to get back home and spend 3 days at the home show. Really? So we're we got a few more days in Europe to finish up, but be happy to get home in time for the home show. Mm-hmm. You guys look like you're in a fun place tonight too. This is great. I am.
Yeah, we are. I was just doing a photo shoot here in London for the London Economic Development Corporation, and then I talked to Angela. I was like, Angela, can you meet me in London, because I don't have time to get down to St. Thomas before we got to go live with the mayor. And she's like, yeah, of course. So I was like, what's a good spot? She's Toboggan. Right. They gave us this private room here to shoot our little show in. And by little show, I mean to shoot the mayor's update, the most important show we produce.
Yeah, no, but I don't remember getting great locations like that when it's just you and me. I mean,
I beg to differ. I feel like Caps Off is a wonderful location.
No, it is, and you and I have done the show, but it's been a long time because Caps Off of Tuesday nights, it doesn't always work for us, right? Well, let's get into.
I'll have to come back because this is usually my annual visit to City Hall, to the mayor's chambers for this show.
Yeah,
I'm missing out here. So.
I think we should have Angela on every week because we get better locations.
Yeah, special guests. Yeah. Special guests.
Yeah.
Special correspondent. Correspondent Angela DeVries, the CEO of the home show.
She's on the street somewhere. No,
yeah, we've got a streeter.
Well, let's cover off some stuff that's happened this week. Of course, as I said, I'm out of town. You've been working on all sorts of stuff. We're going to get Angela to tell us all the great things that'll happen at the home show and to brag a little about the St. Thomas Home Builders. We had the open house last night at the Balaclava School for the neighborhood people on the supportive housing that we're putting in at the Balaclava School. Long way to go on it yet. We've got a number of things that has to happen, and then a lot of building to take place, but a great step forward for the city of St. Thomas. And it's, I hear you're going to have a bit of rain tomorrow. I was just looking on my pages here, and it says you're in a rainfall warning in St. Thomas tomorrow. So everybody stay indoors, stay dry.
As long as it's not icy, like they're getting a little bit north of here. Then
no, I've been following pictures of just north of there, and power's still on at my place up north. So, yeah, you can travel the world now and still follow whatever is happening back home. So it's great. Want to remind all of you watching tonight, all the questions are available. Ask anything you want. Certainly anything about the home show, Angela is here to answer. Anything at all about what's going on in the city of St. Thomas or now or in the future, please. let's get your questions. We know the half-hour show goes very quickly, so get your questions in at the beginning. And
I thought it was only 15 minutes. I only scheduled.
Yeah. April Fool's? No, we can't do it. It's past the time. But this morning I saw the price of the gas pumps. I got to tell you, I thought that was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Well, and I was saying to someone here that the prices had gone that good. I now am in April 2nd, so I can't do April Fool's jokes anymore. I'm past midnight on the 2nd, so
you can't do it past noon. Apparently it's past afternoon. So I thought of some really good ones, but I didn't have time to implement them. So next year,
as your kids get older,
you
have to do it every morning.
Absolutely.
So, Angela, when we have the home show at this kind of sold out place with just a couple of little things that could still happen there, how many local companies or agencies or anything are involved?
So we currently have just over 150 vendors, which is pretty incredible. And when I say we're sold out, the main Pad A and Pad B of the Joe Thornton Community Center is sold out. We've added the Doug Tarry room this year, and that room will be host to not-for-profit organizations, local organizations that like to, get out there in the community and represent themselves for 3 days, small home-based businesses, things like that. But what we are doing now is we have a bit of room left in there, which again, it's overflowing. So that's why we kind of went with this extra room and the market style room. And so anybody that, no matter how big your company is, whether you are home-based or not, we will still try, maybe offer you a small table. Maybe it is a company that's just starting out that doesn't have the full backdrop, the full presentation opportunity yet. We might be able to, fit you in. So there's still time to connect with us on that.
And if you're a part of the Downtown Development Board, there are a couple slots available. There's 2-hour slots that we paid for a full booth for the whole weekend. And then businesses from the downtown core can pop in for about 2 hours. So if you're a part of our BIA, you can jump in there and represent your business to the thousands and thousands of people that are going to be coming down next weekend to St. Thomas for the home show.
Yeah, we averaged around 4,000 or more people through the building throughout the weekend. So it's a great opportunity. And I know I probably mention this every year, but businesses walk away with almost kind of their opportunities for the entire next year, right? So it's a great spot to meet companies and meet.
There's a reason they come back every single year, and that's it, right?
Yeah, there. And we have new vendors. I mean, obviously, it's similar to each year in theme. We love to highlight our local builders, so several of them will be there throughout the weekend, and different trades, renovation companies. I mean. We all know it's just a full gamut of opportunities of people to visit and hang out with, and lots of prizes
and giveaways.
Lots of giveaways.
Yes.
Giveaways.
Oh,
$5,000.
You'll go home with bags full of stuff from the home show.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Wendy's coupons, free burger at the door.
Yep.
See, it almost covers your whole admission just getting a free hamburger as you come in. So don't be shy. Come every day of the weekend is really good.
That's right. It's worth it.
I was just at Wendy's yesterday. It was very good. The Bacon Deluxe, my favorite burger, I think, overall. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, I wanted to say thank you to the St. Thomas and Elgin Home Builders. It is a great group that's really helped us grow St. Thomas in a positive way. And I don't think we certainly give the whole group enough credit. But this home show helps them do the things that they do collectively in our community. Look, we can't stand still in St. Thomas. We just keep getting a little better every day. But we couldn't do it without great groups like this. And so they need your support at something like the home show too. As you said, lots of great entries, lots of great displays. But none of this works at all if you don't come to the front door on next Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and come visit our home show and see the great stuff that's available for you in St. Thomas. So we thank the home builders for putting this on, but it's to help them out, and it only works if you go out and visit the home show.
Yeah, there's one special feature I don't want to miss mentioning, if that's okay to hear. So we have, there's hot tubs and we have some RVs this year, which people that bring out their kids, they just love crawling through and checking out these neat little spaces. But in addition to that, this year, for the first time, we have an ADU. So an accessory dwelling unit that will be plotted outdoors.
Tiny home.
A tiny home that you could consider investing in for your own property. And we have those
Right.
opportunities in St. Thomas to add secondary dwellings. And so we have one of those for people to walk through. So that'll be part of your entrance fee. You get to check that out. And so Beck, the company from Beck, I met recently in Toronto. They'll be representing in St. Thomas and bringing this opportunity. So,
and they have a wide selection of little tiny homes.
They do.
Well, that's fantastic because, we've been asking for the last 3 or 4 years, Grayden, and we've done it here on Mayor's Update to say, you can put a secondary spot if you have room on your property and the ability to properly attach it. And it allows us to create more housing in our community. Many people are doing, what might be called a granny flat or an auxiliary unit. In attached to your house or in your yard, and some even making them out of their garage. But these are all great things that we're seeing from our home builders and from other builders across the country as to ways we can increase housing in a really quicker way. And Angela, we know that over the last few years, the home builders from a single family home build have been not as active because of where interest rates were, but we're starting to see that come back for us. And I've heard of most of our great home builders in St. Thomas getting ready for a pretty good year this year of building. And sorry, folks, you've had your rest. It's now time to get back to building as much as we can in St. Thomas, because housing is pretty critical to us. And as we've discussed on this show, the more housing we can get done, the more affordable we can make it too. Supply and demand helps contribute to that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we've got to give a shout out as well to the Downtown Development Board and the EDC. We've got the Ontario Business Improvement Area Association annual gathering going on right now. And
yes,
this has just earned an award for Oktoberfest. So yeah.
Yes. Well, that's well deserved. I know all the work that went into that event in its second year this year. So when you can win a recognition for the second year of an event, and you and I worked through some pretty cool times on that first year, right? I think it had a lot to do with the mayor's lederhosen.
I 100%. I think that was on the notes. They said, the mayor's leader was really took it over the top.
Do you have them there with you now?
The lederhosen? Do you have the?
Yes, I still have them. Yes. And I did not bring them with me to Germany, but we're visiting with Mayor Frank from Salzgitter tomorrow. And it was good enough to be there at last year's Oktoberfest too. So we had 2 Burgermeisters there. That's German for mayor. We had 2 Burgermeisters there to tap kegs last year, and we're going to invite them again to come next year. But way to go! Congratulations, DDB. It's a really special thing for us to have that event already recognized. What can we do to top that?
We're just going to make it bigger and better every year.
Yep.
Every year. So yeah, shout out to all the people involved, from the board members, the volunteers, to the EDC people that were also involved, that helped us really bring it over the top. That really took leadership roles, and it shows. Proofs in the pudding. We have awards.
Well, and I know Angela would join in and say thank you to the sponsors too. None of these community events really happen without the great people in our community that help sponsor all this. And funny enough, again, many of them are home builders in our community that play a large role in the sponsorships to some of these events. So couldn't be prouder. Glad we could announce that here on Mayor's Update tonight.
I know, it's so
wonderful.
exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of other stuff that's going on. What other items from the home show should people be?
Oh, I mean, children under 12 are free. It is a family-friendly event.
You're giving away children?
Family-friendly event. Children under 12.
Oh, they get into the event for free. I thought.
Right, popcorn at the front entrance, as always.
Always.
And we love when kids come out, because they get to meet their first responders that are always on site and ready to meet and greet and educate when they can. That's a fun part of the event. It's just to see that families really do roll in, and the community sports. Incredible.
So are you making a battery over there? I heard that you and Sean Dyke from the St. Thomas Economic
Development
will be making batteries in Salzgitter.
Well, we get to Salzgitter tomorrow, and boy, it looks like there's 2 full days of stuff we're doing in Salzgitter too. So, yeah, we're anxious to see with the Salzgitter battery plant where it is in its build. This is a plant from PowerCo that's about a quarter of the size of what we're building in St. Thomas, but it's kind of the model and the laboratory for the PowerCo, the Volkswagen battery division. So we've spent these 3 days in Hanover at what's called Hanover Messe. It's a huge fair of every manufacturer, whether it's robots or IA, or I mean, it's just incredible. All of the different, and we met some local businesses there too. Etienne Born from Quick Etbo was here with his business and drumming up customers. Yeah,
amazing.
And Armo Tool from London was there, and we met, as I said, the ambassador, the Canadian trade commissioner from Germany. He and I met today for quite a while and had some great conversations about what's next in the filling of the PowerCo supplier base. And so it's really quite a good economic development place to be right now, especially with I forget the name of the guy that's south of us than the country that's there. But the more we can build from around the world, the better off we are.
So I get a lot of questions right now, Mayor, about the build, PowerCo, and all of that. What's your take on it? Like people are like, is it going ahead? What's your take? You're over in Germany.
Of course it's going ahead. We don't go this far at moving earth and putting in great big pipes. And you do Beehive every week talking about the different steps. Look, we're in a crazy spot in our world right now, and many businesses are looking at it from what do we do next? I guess I get the great feeling that PowerCo is saying we picked the right place at the right time to be involved in worldwide trade out of Canada rather than anywhere else. And so, yeah, we're moving forward as quickly as we can and as large as we can. There'll be some decisions made as we continue to move forward, but St. Thomas is going to be the EV battery capital of the world, and we're just going to have to get used to being popular.
It's really electrifying.
Love it.
Yes.
I'm not gonna, that was a question today that we had at one of my board meeting. Our association had our board meeting, and that.
I know it's really hard to say this, right? But we're growing, and we have to have this type of thing happening. But so many people are just being so kind of negative about what's happening in the world from an economic point of view, and I can understand why, because there's been a lot of threats made by the President of the United States. But if you make great products, there'll always be customers for great products, and just so that you and your members know, the question I've been asked about 5 times here is, how are we doing at building houses for all those people that are coming to St. Thomas to work? So I keep saying I've got the best home builders in the world, so we'll carry on that side too. You come make the best batteries in the world, and we'll make sure you've got a place to live. Yeah. I see a couple of questions up. Courtney Lynn, what's your question?
Yes, a question regarding housing legislative laws. We're just waiting for that to come in. And in terms of building right now, we have the federal election coming up. And you can really see who's top of mind from all the parties right now, which is very exciting to see. And the incentives that they're going to be putting, whoever gets in, the incentives are coming in. So we're going to be able to build, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to talk some more about that next week too as we move closer to it. But you know what I'm feeling really good about, and even from where I am, Canada is playing a huge role in this manufacturing fair where I am, and this Team Canada approach, or all of us polling the oars in the same direction, is saying, we got to do what we need to do for Canada. And it's great to see even the political parties, as they fight it out, playing the same type of role.
Well, and you're also you're managing a political conversation on CBC, I hear, as well. I heard your first one last week, and you're taking a break obviously while you're in Germany, but you're going to be.
I'm doing a call with CBC morning drive tomorrow, but of course that's about 1:00 my time here, so I can be awake for it. It'll be great. And someone's filling in for me on the election piece on Thursday, and then I'm back on the air with CBC next Thursday, all the way through the election on Thursday morning. So
you had some great comments the other morning about the orange wave and the orange to the south.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good group. Former Mayor Matt Brown and is a good friend, and to have him on there, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, so it's always fun to see friends you hadn't seen for a while. I'm going to try this question. There are residents who lived in housing who take advantage and lived for like 16 years, and some have need long permanent living. We have of course a list for people, and we supply about 1,000 units of supportive housing or affordable housing or geared to income housing out of the St. Thomas social housing piece. And yeah, we do that. That's important that we do it. We continue to increase the amount of that type of housing we have too, to match our growth. But no, it's verified every year. If you're into a geared to income or an affordably based house, and you improve your situation and no longer need that, then you're right. You no longer get that. So if that's what the question is, so positive changes are moving every day. As I talked about the Balaclava School site for supportive housing, that will get us very close to zero homelessness in our community, if not into zero homelessness. And the work we've done, and we've talked on this show, the 24 units that Prespa built for us, that we're leasing the whole building for seniors housing, we'll continue to move those things forward, so the affordability side doesn't get lost in the need for all types of housing, whether it's market rent, apartments, or single family homes that our great builders build.
Mm-hmm. Got a comment about my shirt saying I've got a cool shirt from Alberto.
Yeah, I think you're overdressed for Mayor's Update.
So what happens when you go to London? Everything shifts. No, I used to wear black all the time, and then people are like, you need to make it more colorful. Right. So I'm working towards that slowly.
Somebody is saying they can't hear Angela. So yeah, I'm hearing her fine on my end, and I'm thousands of miles away. So I think we're okay, but let's just make sure. Anybody not able to hear any of us, please let us know.
Yep, sorry about that. I can get closer.
So, yeah, just get right up in there.
Yeah, I know. We got to do this. Okay. Yeah, like I don't look as attractive when I do this.
Not how you look.
I don't think any of us do when we. That's one more thing I can mention about the show that I just thought of.
Nice and close.
Maybe just go in and out of the show segment of the home show is one thing that is new this year, and for the first time in the 14 years that I've been involved in the show, is that the entire venue is licensed this year. So we can enjoy some of our local beverages. The brewery.
Yep.
You caps off. We've got Great Lakes cider. We've got some wine from former Cadovan. Are we really?
They really want to hear you, Angela.
Apparently I'm too loud. You're not.
Well, we're getting. This is very close.
No, nice and close.
That's okay. So we have a leisure area that will be provided by Gearlinks Home Hardware. And again, we can, so something we introduced last year was that we did have a licensed area. And the complaint was that some people wanted to enjoy one of these local beverages and browse. So we've got approval. We're all set to have that happening throughout the arena. Worked with the city on what the rules were and to comply with making that work. And so we're looking forward to that. And not only does that make for a nice leisurely experience for our guests, but the vendors there can have a meeting and book a space, and so it ends up being quite an opportunity for people to meet and get together.
Yeah, and it was like they trialed the drinking section, or the how do you phrase it, the beverage.
The licensed area.
The licensed area.
So we called it Leisure Lane last year.
Leisure Lane.
Well, every lane is leisurely this year.
Right, and it was like there were stop signs. You're like, you're leisurely within this section, but you had to stop once you exited the area.
No alcohol past that point. And we happened to place the St. Thomas Police right there where
they were monitoring it.
They were on it. So, but this is something.
But all local products. We've got to be proud of what we make locally, and specifically St. Thomas area, province, country, and of course I know that's exactly what you have. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and hopefully you're back on time for the ribbon cutting. So all local dignitaries are invited, including City of St. Thomas Council, from 3 to 5 p.m. on Friday the 11th. So we'll have a bit of a kickoff and celebrate the vendors being done their setup, because there's a bit of a process that goes into this. And
Yes.
our local home builders show up, literally, the key stakeholders show up to put in a bit of sweat and help us set up. We have to lay a floor over the ice on Pad B this year. And so there's a bit of work that goes into that starting Wednesday at 7 a.m. So so we like to celebrate by Friday at 5 p.m. when the show opens. And so,
yeah. And don't think a great deal of work doesn't happen before that 5 o'clock bit of celebration.
Absolutely.
Boy, it is incredible the amount of work that goes into transforming that arena into a display.
And Kim has been working at least 7 months just on the process of getting everything in place. So yeah.
Well, we love it. And of course, to those watching tonight, any other questions you have, we got a few minutes left, but please, we wanted to give Angela some time before the home show, and we've got another week to go, right?
Next week,
2 weekends.
Mayor's update before
I've lost what track of day it is. I know it's now turned into Wednesday where I'm sitting, but we don't have much time to finish getting ready. So make your plans and plan to make it a whole day. I mean, come on out to the home show and visit the licensed area, visit all of the suppliers that are there. Get your questions answered about every appliance, every building process, all sorts of great products made locally at our own home show. It's a great place for you to celebrate Canadian and St. Thomas build.
Absolutely. We've got a comment coming in about the speed dating, and according to Lynn's hoping it comes back to the queso. I can ask them. I can ask if they're doing speed dating. I'm friends with those folks, so
yeah,
we'll see about that. There's lots of events in St. Thomas, lots at the queso.
Yeah. I don't need it because I have the lovely Stephanie and she has me, but we'd love to make sure that anybody who needs speed dating has it. So let's ask if it's coming back.
To be honest,
you never heard of speed dating?
I don't need it either, but that's pretty interesting.
Oh no, it's like
and fun idea.
Everyone's got a table and they hit a buzzer and then you go to the next person along the table. Yeah.
Well,
I've never actually been to
progressive our city is.
Yeah.
We were calling what we were doing today speed dating, because we would go from one other company that might want to come to St. Thomas and talk to them, and then go speak to the ambassador, and then go. Right? Boy, it's like every 15 minutes, and there really was a Canadian area where they rang a bell. 15 minutes, move on. Right, the next meetings have to now start taking place. So we're doing our best to do what speed dating for business look like today.
What have the Germans said about Canada? Like, have you felt out like what their feeling is? Like, before we got to wrap up fairly soon, but what's their take?
I'll go really quickly. Canada was part of the sponsors for this show, and Germany has been saying nothing but, "Hey Canada, we love you. Do business with the EU. Do business with Germany. Do business with the rest of the world. If that fellow with the orange color south of you doesn't want you, we do." And it's been a love-in for Canada here in Germany. So look, we can sell our products around the world, and we've just found some 40 countries that also want to be our purchasers. So. We'll keep that in mind, and we'll keep working towards it.
Phenomenal. Well,
I wanted to know what happens if we don't stop right at 7 p.m. But I see here somebody's like, got to go London Knights game. I mean, our local OHL team.
Yeah.
Well, often Grayden and I go on after, but the half-hour show that transfers to Rogers ends right at that half-hour point, right?
Yeah,
and so
they'll
if we say really smart things after we've gone off the air, it doesn't do us any good. Right?
Well, Mayor, I appreciate you spending a late night with us.
Yes,
here in Canada.
It's now 1 o'clock where I am. I'm ready to maybe put the nights on for a little bit, but tomorrow morning comes pretty early here in Germany.
I bet you're more likely to put the nights out.
Yeah. And Angela, thank you for coming on and sharing the whole thing with us.
Take care of yourself there in Germany.
We will. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon.
See you next Tuesday.